In terms of user interface, there are certain small controls that can be really useful. Labels and badges are two of them, and this is what we'll cover in this lesson. We'll also touch on some additional typographic components. The label classes are applied to a span, and they're basically strings of text with a colored background. Let's have a look at the available classes. So the default is this, span class label. And it looks like this. You can also add a bunch of colors to it. So for example, let's do this, span class label. Okay, the first one is label success, which is green. Next up, we have warning, which is yellow to orange. And then we have important, which is kind of a crimson color. And finally, we have the info, which is blue, of course, like this. There's also an additional class, which is called inverse. So label inverse, which is like a very dark gray. Badges are similar to labels, only they usually hold numbers. They also have some extra roundness compared to labels. So let's see some examples. So we'll start with this span with a class of badge. Okay, and this is the default. And it looks like that. And also very similar to what we did here, we can add extra colors. All right, so we have badge success, and then badge warning, badge important, info, and of course inverse. Now, if there is no content inside the badges or labels, they will simply disappear. So let's check this out. The first label and the first badge, no content, and they're simply gone. They're not staying there to interrupt the document flow. Apart from the typographic styles we covered in previous lessons, Bootstrap provides some extra classes to help us style content very quickly. The first class is the hero unit, and this will create some extra emphasis on the content it holds, and it's great for showing feature content. So consider the following example. We have a div which contains an h1 plus a paragraph. h1 says big title here, and the paragraph is basically a tagline. All right, so once we add the class of hero unit, we get some bigger font for the paragraph, for the h1 as well, and also a colored background with some added padding. The second component I want to show you is the page header. Now this will add a bottom border to the content, and it's used mostly with a heading 1. So let's check it out. Div with a class of page header, which contains an h1. All right, let's check it out. And as you can see, we have a very thin bottom border. You can use this in conjunction with the small tag. Like this. In the next lesson, we'll talk about some very popular controls in user interfaces: alerts and progress bars. Alerts are used to display different messages and can be styled to match various contexts. And progress bar, well, everyone is familiar with progress bars.